tie this game at 60. Christian Jones levels. That cannot happen.
Welcome to the next edition of the TMS podcast. We're doing a weekend edition, and rightfully so, because the NBA literally never sleeps, and neither do we. So I'm Hollywood Ray Sean Buchanan. He's Aaron Cass. So Aaron, how you doing this afternoon, brother?
Doing all right. A little tired, but it's very interesting. I keep seeing that Mr. Dame is now automatically winning a championship with the Bucks, but
yeah. So I might listen. It's amazing. Well, I mean that's the new shiny toy, theory. So obviously, for those that have been living under a rock, Damian Lillard earlier this week, as we record this on a Saturday, was traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. It was involved in a 3-team trade. So Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen left from Milwaukee. And I'm only saying the notable players. Like there was other players involved, and then DeAndre Ayton was sent up to Portland. DeAndre Ayton, like a kid in a candy store, meeting Chauncey Billups for the first time. So I guess that speaks to the culture of what was going on down there in Phoenix. So I have the question already up there. So he was traded to Milwaukee. So should this make them the favorites, or how do you see that Dame and Giannis combination working out in Milwaukee?
I think it'll be a good combination. I just don't think they're the favorites. They're still an older team. They don't really have a bench. I mean, yeah, you're getting Dame Lillard, but what has he really done in the playoffs? Not much. And I mean, I feel like they should have kept Drew Holiday, but it's kind of interesting that he put "I want to be a Buck for life," and then he gets traded to Portland. So I guess there's no loyalty right there.
The next day, not a week later, not a year later, a day, 24 hours later. And once again, and I'm glad. Shout out to Celtics Twitter, because Celtics Twitter, once again, I have a love-hate relationship with Celtics Twitter, because they are, and I say we, because I have my moments as well. We are very toxic. We want to be. We're a lot of things online that we shouldn't be. But I love that we branded together for this one, because somebody was like, "Wait a minute, you trade a guy to help you won, and you traded him like that." But I was like, once again, y'all was getting on us for Marcus Smart, and once again, I get it. Marcus Smart had been there forever. They've been to a finals, been to multiple conference finals. And you just dealing. But I'm like, wait a minute, Drew help y'all win a championship? And now as forget Drew, as fuck Drew. Now everyone is a hardcore Damian Lillard fan, and Dame and Giannis are gonna take over. So once again, it just proves NBA fans and most fans in general are fickle, and it's okay. Don't make it a Boston thing. Don't make it a New York thing. Don't make it a Houston thing. A lot of us are just fickle, and that's okay. It's okay to be fickle. It's okay to want to see your team get better. Once again, Giannis basically was throwing little tidbits out there, little crumbs. He was saying, "Yo, if y'all don't help me get what I want to get, as far as getting some more talent here, then I might walk." And I don't think he really was going to walk, but I do think that he's doing what he's seen other superstars do and applying pressure to, the front office. So kudos to Giannis for doing that. Like, I think he will be a Reggie Miller. I do think he'll be in that Kobe Bryant, conversation as far as, a guy that stayed with one team their entire career. But at the same time, you have to apply pressure, because other places are looking to gather talent. So, obviously, so we just mentioned that Dame gets traded to Milwaukee. I'm intrigued to see it. They come to Boston here on November 21st, I think. So I'm excited about that. But I want to shift gears to Drew Holiday, because obviously he's the other, main piece that went in this trade. So you got the Clippers, the Celtics, the Heat, the Sixers. So who do you think? Who do you think is the best fit? One, and then where do you think he ends up going?
I can see him going to the Clippers. I just don't know what you would trade for Drew Holiday. But why would Chauncey Billups want to ship him out? Like, I feel like he would,
you
you know
know,
what I mean? Like, I feel like he would be good in Portland. That's a nice 1-2 with him and Scoot Henderson. He
yeah.
plays good. He plays exceptional defense. So I think it's going to be the Clippers. But can we just say too, like Miami just can't get the guys? Can
And
we? Like, I'm very surprised, but not really. I feel like it must have been Dwayne Wade orchestrated all these guys coming to Miami because Pat Riley, he's not selling anybody with old Kyle Lowry's. I guess Tyler Hero's not what we thought he was because he was trying to get traded to the Blazers.
yep.
So that's very interesting. But I would not, if I'm Drew Holiday, go to the Sixers. Just stay away from that. We don't trust Dale Morey. Just don't go back to where it started.
Yeah, I think with the Sixers, I feel like that would be, I felt that would be like a 3-team train between Portland, the Sixers, and the Clippers, where James Harden probably goes up to LA. I don't know how that would work financially, him going to the Clippers or even Portland either, right? Like I just don't know how that would look or why they would even want that to happen, honestly. I do think that would be the best scenario for James to be up, not even go to the Clippers. He should be up there in Portland. No expectations. Go up there, get you 30 a night. Fans are going to love you regardless because they have another superstar there. And you get to play with Scoot Henderson, get to play with Shaden Sharp, get to play with young DeAndre Ayton. So they got some pieces there. I think that might be good in a few years, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, but to answer your question about why would Chauncey Billups want to make it happen, like I said, it's not really him. I just don't think that, like, once again, we know that Drew at this moment, at this stage of his career, is looking to play for a contender. And Portland, as much young talent they may develop in the next coming years, they're a few years away from being a few years away. It's just that simple. So we'll see what happens. Once again, I didn't think that Boston could be a possibility, but then when Adam Himmelsbach, and I watched the podcast, was it yesterday? Oh, the Celtics Beat podcast with shout out to Abby Chen. Hey Abby, when I see you, you said you come on the show, so I'm putting it out there. You said you come on the show, so when I see you at TD Garden, I know it's about to get busy for you, but whenever I run into you, I'm going to ask you whenever you're ready to come on. So that'd be awesome. So we say thank you in advance. So that was on wax. So you got to come on. It's pressure. But I was watching that show yesterday, and they were speaking about how, it basically would have to be Brogdon and Al Horford or Brogdon and, Rob Williams. So do you think that's too much to give up for Drew Holiday, or would you think they should get a third team involved if that was the case?
I'd probably do a third team involved just to make sure it actually goes through.
Mm.
But I saw something, I don't know if it was a Celtics Twitter or something on That's My Sports, where on our Twitter page, where they were like, how could you trade Al Horford? This guy came back when there was nothing there, blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, he's old, man. Like, he's going to probably ride the bench or play very minimal minutes. So if there's any team that will take him, you trade him. But
yes. Yeah. So I'm torn.
I know you are.
I've like I said once again, it's only because I've met some of these people personally. So it's like, if I never met these people, I'd have been like, yo, get them out of here. Get them out of here. Bring him to Logan Airport is my favorite line. Bring him to Logan Airport, get him on the private jet, and see you later. Like that. That's where I'm at. But damn, it's like, Maria's cool. Anna's cool. That's his sister. I met his father, Tito. Tito's mad cool. Like, the wife is cool. Like, the kids are adorable. Like, so it's like, damn. Like, I don't want to sound like the bad guy, but I'm just like, it's like we did see a decline in the playoffs. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. You were really good in the Atlanta series, but once again, Al Horford is one of those players that he's always been like this. Whenever he's super motivated, especially when he's facing a former team, he usually plays very well. That's why he played very well against Atlanta. obviously Philadelphia gave him that money, but Philadelphia definitely dogged him on the way out. So he's always going to be extra motivated to play against Philly because of how they talk about him, how they talk about his family. So I get it. And then we saw that decline against Bam Adebayo in the Miami Heat. So that was a real thing. So I don't know, man. To me, I would let go of Rob, and I know that sounds, for those that will listen to this when it comes out later on, y'all say, yo, that's blasphemous, that's crazy. But I'm like, look, man, Rob does not stay healthy.
Exactly.
And once again, as much as I love Rob, I think Rob Williams is an exceptional talent because he really is. But I think if you did get him to Portland with Brogdon, I feel like I said, I think Rob would be a great backup behind, DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? So, and at times you want to play them side by side at times, but I think that would be really cool. But, to me, like I would love to see them throwing alley-oops from Scoop to Shaden Sharp and to Rob. Like that would be really exciting to watch, honestly. But to me, Al, and I get it, right? So to that point about, Al Horford coming here when it was nothing, right? 2016 was a wild time, right? We were looking to get KD, looking to get some other guys to come here. And, Atlanta beat us 4-2, right? It's not like that year in the playoffs. They beat us. They smacked us. Dennis Schroeder was giving us work. Kent Bazemore was giving us work. Lord,
yeah.
What a joke. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was giving us work. So he didn't have to sign, but, Danny gave him the max, 4 years, 112. He comes over. And really ingratiated and embraced himself in Boston day one. So fans were kind of shaking him at the beginning because people were expecting 18-10 out. I'm like, you're not getting that here. Like, he might do 15-7. He's been an all-star here. I don't think he's been any all NBA selections while he's been here, but been an all-star, been someone that's played solid defense. Has hit game winners here, made clutch shots. So he's been everything is advertised and more, in my opinion, in his 2 stints here in Boston. So I get the sentimental reason why they wouldn't let go of Al, but I'm like, yo, man, if you're talking about a timeline thing and the age thing, it's just like you might have to do that. But if you think Brogdon and Al and a couple of first rounders are too steep, then hey, so be it. But you got to get somebody involved as a third team, maybe just so you're not letting go of everybody. Because I do think Brogdon's going to be gone. I just like they can say all they want. Gary Washburn, everybody can come up. Oh, he was pissed at all. We talked to everybody. I think either by Monday, which is media day, right? Or by February, you're gonna hear dun-a-nut. The Celtics have traded Malcolm Brogdon to whoever. I just there's no way he's here beyond this season. To me, if the reports about what everyone's saying about how he's felt emotionally is true. So it is what it is. But
I wonder if Pat Riley will try to find a way to get James Harden and do like a 3-team like that.
Who they give
with
up
Jimmy Butler?
Who they give up though?
Well, from what I saw there for the Dame trade, they were trying to do Tyler Hero. Their draft pick from this year? It's not Jokic, but it's like Jovic. I think it's how you say it. And I think they offered like 3 firsts and 3 seconds. Yeah, so they offered that. That's for Dame. I mean, Daryl Morey is not going to keep James Harden no matter what. From what he had for his birthday at a strip club, he put Daryl Morey as a liar. Awesome, love it. So there's no way Daryl Morey's keeping James Harden into training camp, and maybe it'll be a good fit. Jimmy, him, and Bam. That's a decent 3. They have to do something. They have to do something.
But James on South Beach is crazy.
Why?
Listen. You've been in Florida. Listen, James Harden. I get it. He was in Houston. Houston's one thing, and I tell people, Houston's a great city, great food, great people. As someone who lived in South Beach, I didn't live on South Beach, but I lived near South Beach. I lived in Miami for 7.5 years. I'm telling you, that's not a good idea for 41 games a year. This man is that close because they changed the name of the arena so much, but I'm gonna forever call it the American Airlines Arena. The American Airlines Arena. So have you ever been down there? For those that have been, and JB, you know what I'm talking about when you listen to this. Shout out to JB. He's always someone that listens to the show on a regular basis, but he knows what I'm talking about. It's right there on the oh god, I want to call it the A1A bridge, but it's basically it's literally a 10-minute, 15-minute drive to the beach from that stadium. So it's literally he go there whenever he wants. He can go there to the Versace house. He can go to the Versace mansion, I should say. He'll be at Prime 112 a lot probably. My best bet, James, if you do get traded to Miami, live in Broward County. Stay away from. I'm telling you, James, stay away from South Beach. Or if you're gonna stay in Miami-Dade, go to Coral Gables. Go to maybe live in Doral. Maybe Miami Lakes, something like that. I'm telling you, James, don't go to South Beach. So I don't think that's a good idea. So I know you put that. I know they have to compromise to get something, but maybe they find a way to get Drew. I don't know. But to me, you don't think that was damage control though? Because that was a lot. When it was like 2 firsts, 3 seconds, Tyler Hero, and I'm like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Because Pat Riley's very, and we've known this. We just saw Dwayne Wade talk about it on Club Shay. Like he was you don't want that guy to come down and coach. So I feel like he's very rigid in what he wants, and he's not going to budge off a certain deal. So if he says this is our final offer or this is what we're giving, you might get a slight adjustment, but you're not gonna flex on the Godfather. So I think that deal that was put out there was damage control. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I just feel like Pat Riley, it seems like he's not getting the guys that they're supposed to get, or he's getting them too late. Like obviously Kyle Lowry, a little bit of a mistake. Definitely old when they acquired him. I mean, Jimmy Butler's probably his best acquisition in the last few years. He couldn't get Donovan Mitchell. He can't get well, I guess not James Harden because we just talked about it, but he couldn't get Dame. And Dame wanted to be there, and he still couldn't get him. So it's like, are people that feared of Pat Riley?
KD too. KD,
yep.
But also too, you got to think about it takes a certain type of athlete to be down there playing under him. Because once again, people could say it's Spo, people could say it's Mickey Harris or whatever. It is Pat Riley. He is the guy. And obviously, yeah, he's not on the sidelines, but he's on the sidelines. Like
he sure is.
Let's be him. He be sitting there with that damn cane. Him and Alonzo Mourning just sitting there, just posted up like so. Like you already know what time it is. So I just think that Dame, I think just his mentality would have fit Miami. But my thing is, listen, and this is totally trolling when I say this. I want to be clear. I'm not for real, but there's too many good things happening from Miami sports right now. Too much. So Messi, the Dolphins, like you can't have it all down there. What do you think? You're New York, Miami? What do you think? You're Boston, Miami? And what's it you think? Because it's South Beach, or it's Kendall, or it's Miami Lakes, or it's Hialeah, or it's North Miami, or it's Aventura, or it's Palm Beach County. Okay, great. Once again, I was down there. It's great. Not everyone is fighting to come down there and play for them. Once again, I tell people all the time, it's y'all. Then it's the Dolphins. Then truth be told, it's the Heat. They're number 3 down there. And once again, JB, don't you lie to me when you text me about that. Don't lie to me. I'm telling you, the Heat are number 3 below the Canes and the Dolphins. The Dolphins could be 1-15, and that stadium is still going to sell out. Why? Because they got their tailgating. They going to Sonic across the street on University, which is phenomenal actually over there. I love that area. Cigar lounges over there, so they gonna be up there for the Dolphins games. It don't matter what happens, how bad they are. They can go 0-17. they're gonna be there. Like that's the one. And okay, even if the Canes went 1-11, they're gonna be there. They gonna talk shit about them, but they gonna show up for them too. The Heat, once again, there's traffic on Biscayne Boulevard. There's other stuff to do over there. You can go to Bubba Gump. You can go to oh god, why am I drawing a blank? You can go to Bayside. So there's a lot of other stuff. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's a shame. But dare I say, they're becoming the Philadelphia Eagles of the NBA. Everybody's rumored to come to them. Well, I mean, Philly's actually getting guys to come over there, but it's like everybody's rumored to come down there, and it's just like people may want to live down there, but playing down there is a different story. So, I know that the state tax thing is a real thing, but hey, you can always live there and not worry about taxes in their respective states. But either way, congrats to Dame. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait till they play Boston. And I hope that no one sits. I want your boy and Shade's boy Middleton to be healthy as well. I do think he's already a forgotten third wheel, which once again, as much as I don't love his game, I respect the talent. And he's still 18 a night when healthy, at least 18 a night. So I'm just like, once again, he's been the closer, not Giannis. Once again, Giannis, we know is top 3 in the world. We get it. 22 has been their closer, especially against us, especially against the Celtics. Like he turns the fucking prime MJ against this Boston Celtics. So, let's not forget that. I know it's a new shiny toy theory that Dame is the guy. I do think their pick and roll is going to be, I should they run it, is going to be phenomenal. But remember, all you new Bucks fans, not the old ones, but also you new Bucks fans, is for those that's watching on YouTube, I'm putting in the air quotes. New Bucks fans, you do have a first year head coach. Shout out to the former Celtic, Adrian Griffin, who's now the head coach in Milwaukee. It's good to see a brother get another job, at the head coaching position.
But don't they have Terry Stotts though? Dame's old coach as the assistant.
I've been to the finals. I mean, he's a hell of a coach, so that's going to help. And I'm glad you brought that up actually, because I forgot about that point. Terry, I bet you Terry Stotts called and said, "Look, Dame, I know you want to be in South Beach, but there is nobody on Miami that comes close to 34. Like it ain't close. Yeah, they may beat them in the playoffs, but when at full strength, you know who the better team is." So I'm almost positive that he was like, you know what, come up here with me, because I think he coached for like 8 or 9 years of his career so far. So
all of it.
Yeah, just about, yeah. So I'm like that. I think that would be great. I'm sure that's what happened. So I did forget about that. So because everyone can't be Ime. And you go to the finals the first year as a head coach, or even the David Blatt that went to the first year, went to the finals the first year as a head coach as well. Talent does matter. Media day is coming up, so I'll give you a few moments here to share about media day coming up on Monday for your Rockets. What are you excited about? Obviously, Ime is the coach over there. New draft pick. Did y'all get Amen or Ansar? Which one did y'all get?
Amen.
Amen Thompson. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Amen Thompson bringing over Fred VanVleet. Lost KJ Martin, but you got Jalen Green coming in for his third season. So yeah, just speak a little bit to what you're looking for to media day, and just what are you looking for in the preseason from Houston?
I just want to see how our defense is. I mean, obviously we got Dylan Brooks, good defender. I just want to see how the young guys learn from the older vets, the one that we've been grabbing and picking up on Ime's roster. I don't really expect anything crazy from the Rockets. Maybe like the 10 seed playing, like maybe. If not, it is what it is, because it is his first year down in Houston. But I really want to see Jalen Green develop the most. We need him to get to that next level.
Yeah,
he keeps talking about it, and he keeps saying how good he is, but we gotta get you up there, like up to that I guess star level, because he has the potential. It's just he needs to unlock it. I feel like with Ime he can do that. So Only thing I'm looking for. I'm not going to say we're going to make it to the Western Conference Finals or anything like that, but maybe playing.
Yeah, he talking about Jalen Green, like we saw it from his rookie year, like the dude gets buckets, right? And that's really that's the name of the game is basketball. So he gets buckets. I do think Ime will obviously have the emphasis on the defensive end. I know that for sure because that's what he had up here in Boston. You guys will be better with moving the ball as well because that's also something that Ime emphasizes on as well. So yeah, between moving the ball, being on a string, defensively, you get used to seeing them switch everything because that's his philosophy. He got it from Pop.
Fine.
You gotta switch everything. Yeah, but it's annoying at times because some guys can't guard their position. The next thing you know, some bum has 20. It's like, wait a minute, like how did this guy get 20 and he's not this good? That's because they're switching on to a weaker defender. But we'll see. It depends on how it looks. But I'm excited to see how Van Vliet does too. I know that maybe he makes it a little bit easier for Jalen Green this season, but I do think, for Van Vliet and him to both be playmakers on the team would really, like I said, really help take that next leap. That's what it is, right? Like scoring is one thing, but if you can be a playmaker, if you're someone that can get a stop, a couple of times in a row, because once again, you're not going to stop players all night. But if you can get 3 or 4 stops when you need to, like that's what gets you the bigger paydays. That's what gets you the All-Star appearances. That's what gets you the notoriety, not just from the league, but from the fans, across the world. So yeah, I think you guys, you know how I feel about Sengun. Like I think that him and Sengun should be, a Murray and Jokic type, duo. Hopefully, so they just have to continue to get better. There's going to be growing pains, obviously, because that's what it is with a young team. But they are somebody that I'm going to have. I'm going to have my eye on, as a Western Conference sleeper. We'll say it's early, but I think there's someone that can be a surprise if they if they grow up really quickly. Same thing with Portland. I feel like Portland will be the same in the same breath, depending on how well Scoot does. So we'll leave it at that. So want to transition to the NFL. So on Tuesday, as we record this on Saturday, Colin Kaepernick and J. Cole had combined or collaborated to send a letter to the New York Jets stating that why he should be back in the league, why he should begin to try out, and essentially just assigning him to the practice squad. So just what were your thoughts on that the letter that was sent? If you read it at all, and then just do you think that the Jets extend that offer to him eventually?
I don't think the Jets will, to be honest. They just seem like they're very stand pat on the Cougar Hunter and Zach Wilson. Even though it's disgruntling the defense, I still think that they're going to stick with them for the rest of the season. I mean, WFAN fans that call in, they want Tim Boyle to start. They're already tired of Zach Wilson. So I just don't want – the only thing I don't get with the Kaepernick, I've been hearing it all around, is, oh, well, they blackballed you. You got your check. Why do you want to come back? It's not like he did anything wrong. It's not like he was Greg Hardy and throwing women on top of guns and beating the crap out of them. It's not like he was like a Ray Rice where he hit his wife in the elevator. Yep. He literally just stood up for African Americans getting gunned down by police. People are acting like he was selling like heroin or something or drugs and getting went to jail. It's just crazy. All this hate and it's just un-American. That's the most American thing you can do is standing up for your rights. Right. So yeah,
exactly.
I just don't get that not mentality, but I guess mentality of these fans and even owners coming at the guy. And then I get it too. He hasn't played in like 6 years, this and that, but he is literally a better quarterback than Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle, and Zach Wilson on that New York Jets squad. And it's just practice squad. It's not an active roster. He would literally just come in and literally just practice. That's it. I wouldn't even mind the Giants having him. He's better than Happy Feet.
Yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I hope he gets in the league, but these owners, you know how these NFL owners are, and
Mhm.
they won't allow it.
Yeah. So this is my thing, right? So shout out to J. Cole for even thinking about, just ways to articulate his thoughts and articulate what, the stance has been and always been in regards to Kaepernick and, him standing up for racial injustice and desiring racial equality, equality, stuff like that, right? Um my thing is, yes, I agree with your sentiment about wanting him back in a professional league, not necessarily the NFL, and I'll explain about that in a minute. But once again, when you're speaking to having somebody on the practice squad, you're literally talking about maybe $150,000, $200,000, maybe, if that. Once again, now, yes, to the common man, to a fan, that is a good amount of money. He's obviously made a decent amount of money in his career, thankfully. So hopefully he's been at a point where he's able to one, continue to live off it, but also, invest in the things that have allowed him to be more financially and fiscally sound as times went on. My thing is, and once again, if and you've been in tune with what he's done after more than me, so I appreciate you for that. But my only stance is, and if I'm paraphrasing wrong, please let me know. But when you refer when excuse me if I can speak correctly, when you refer to the NFL as slave owners, or you're inside of slavery, um to me, and I agree with the stance. Why, if you believe that's slave, once again, that's fine, because low key it is to an extent. There's some slavery type activities that have gone on for numerous years. Why would you want to come back to that? I don't I don't know if you have an answer for that, but I'm saying, but why would you? It wasn't meant to be rhetorical, but it's just like, why would you want to come back to that if that's your thought on it? Like, so I just, what are your thoughts on that?
I would say it's because he loves the game of football itself.
Right.
I mean, we saw Eric Reed. He was playing football and was doing his job, and they were doing everything to keep him out.
Yeah.
And they eventually have, but then they have like a Malcolm Jenkins who's doing the same exact thing, but he gets to go out on his own terms.
Yeah.
That's what the only issue I have with that. But for me, I feel like Kaepernick just wants to play football, and it definitely showed in his documentary. He loves the game of football.
Right, and once again, that part's dope. I have no qualm, I have no concern, I have no beef with that. That's dope. But thankfully, right, even there's also the CFL, and once again, I understand the number quarterbacks are not getting 30 to 40 to 50 million. I get that. My thing is, because you're doing the Know Your Rights camp, because you've become one of the most known activists in this era, and probably for years to come, right? Because you've been able to do that, my thing is, why not take a job with the CFL, get your $450,000 a year, right? And then still be able to fund stuff through Know Your Rights, still give scholarships, still give different just work with different organizations. Like, you have that. So why not do it like that and still be able to do what you have been doing for the last 6 or 7 years? It's the same thing we had. Remember the discussion we had with Kyrie? That's why I got hot with him. It's like, bro, you're messing up what you do philanthropic wise. Don't mess up the bag. Keep getting it, so you're able to get people houses, so you're able to do stuff for scholarships, you're able to do stuff for the WNBA when their salaries aren't competitive to their male counterparts. That's all I'm for. So I want Cap to continue to ball, but it's like, bro, it's not happening in the NFL. That's like, you keep it's the Stockholm syndrome. Like, you keep coming back to what has abused you or hurt you. No, go to the CFL, get you a quick 400, 500,000. Once again, which is a very, very nice deal. So once again, you, I was saying he's not honest with us this afternoon, but all three of us would go up there and play for $500,000 a season if we could. Sign you a 3-year deal for $500,000 a season, and then call it a career. Like that's just how I see it. So I mean, I'm like, am I out of bounds there? But it's just like, or do you think it's just NFL or bust for him?
I feel like it's just NFL or bust for him. I mean, think about it too. Muhammad Ali, when he didn't want to go to Vietnam, the Boxing Federation wanted to keep him out. I think they stripped him of his titles, and he had 2 or 3 years in suspension. But then he went back. He didn't go to a minor. I know there is no minor league of boxing, but he went back into the Boxing Federation, and I think he won another belt, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get Ali Frazier if he doesn't come back. We don't get Ali Foreman if he doesn't come back. We don't get Ali Ken Norton if he doesn't come back. So I mean, well, not that we were able to see it. Unfortunately, we only seen it on ESPN Classic.
Exactly.
That'd have been dope to see that live, obviously. But no, trust me, I get it. I that part I get. But because there is another option, right? That's what I'm saying. There was another option for Muhammad Ali in 1967. Then he comes back in 1970. Might I add, to miss 3 years of boxing and you still come back and you're like, I'm still the baddest man on the planet. Like, and maybe that's what it was too with the NFL too. You know how wild they would have looked if he had came back in 2019 and had like an MVP like season? They'd have been like, they would have gotten more backlash maybe than ever before. So maybe that's what it was too. Maybe it was like, well, shit, what if he does come back? So after there was certain seasons, they was like, nah, they can't let him go to like a Philly. They could let him go to I do think in a different circumstance, we Kraft may have looked at him up here, but because Kraft is cool with like the Jerry Jones,
no way.
With but Kraft, which is why I think he ended up doing what he did with Meek Mill. I felt like he, there's certain type of black guys that he rocks with, which I think that's why he ended up doing the stuff he did for Meek Mill, because of maybe some players got on him about what happened behind the scenes with the stuff for Kaepernick. But yeah, like you said, yeah, it's definitely a boys' network for the NFL owners. They be on some bullshit for sure.
And with the Kaepernick situation, they have their poster boy in Pat Mahomes. They did it, I think, 2 years ago, where they were talking about social injustices, social equality with Pat Mahomes.
Yep.
So I'm like, dude, you literally had a guy who was doing it, you banished him. Maybe that's another reason too why he feel like he, wants to get back in the league, is to prove like, hey, I was the original doing this. You blackballed me, but then all of a sudden you prop up Patrick Mahomes talking about it, and then the NFL cares.
That's because of what Pat Mahomes means to the league right now.
Oh, I know, absolutely. I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying.
No, I agree with you. You're not wrong. I'm saying I just know. Same thing with oh my God, what's the dude that played back in the day for it's basketball. Oh my God, that's awful. We knew him as one name, but he changed his name. Jeez, my drawing the blank. Well, so we were introduced to him as Chris Jackson. Played with Shaq at LSU. Later, followed Nation of Islam, became a Muslim, and converted his name to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Excuse me. Let me make sure I said that right. Hell of a player. Phil Jackson caught slack for saying he was the original Steph Curry. Also, he was talking about, but I'm like, look at the tape. Like, he wasn't the shooter that that Steph was, because no one is. But from everything else, like his game, like definitely, he would have been a problem in today's game. But nevertheless, that's not why I brought his name up. But he's another one, that went against the system in the 90s, which was really unpopular then. You know what I'm saying? And he basically got shunned out the league for it. They looked at him as being problematic, and it's like, it's not like the man came on in the middle of the basketball court, got a lighter, and burned the American flag on in the middle of the court. He just said, "I'm not going to stand for it." He sat on the side. He didn't go back to the locker room. He didn't get on the mic and say, fuck the USA. He didn't do any of that. He just said, because of what's going on with my people, I would just rather sit on the bench until the game played. Okay, cool. It ain't taken away from anybody. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, what happened with Jonathan Isaac a few years ago, but I don't even bring him up because I feel like Jonathan Isaac compared to what Mahomes or Kaepernick or other guys, and I'm like, please, you're not even in the same same category. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I mean, to me, I say that all to say, it's really a shame that when positive things are like that are looking to happen, because a certain group doesn't agree with it, you look crazy to most of society. But I'm just all about people getting their money. We joke about being a capitalistic society. I'm definitely a capitalistic individual when it comes on this show. But I want Cap to get his bread so he's still able to do what he's been doing. That's it. Like, and I know he's written books. I know that he's done documentaries. That's great. That's awesome. My thing is, it's better to get $500,000 a year, Cap, than worried about what the NFL is going to do. And I get it. The NFL is the Premier League. I get it. I'm not knocking that, but it's just like, if no team, well, once again, you don't think the car like he better than Josh Dobbs, of course. You don't think Arizona, but once again, it works against him. I'm not bringing in someone that's going to win me 5-6 games when I'm trying to only win 3. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I guess that's where the dilemma is. But I don't know. I would go up to CFL, get my $500,000 for the next 2 or 3 years. Invest some of that. Get some more camps off that, expand the brand to Canada, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would think there. But once again, it is what it is. Only he knows what he ultimately wants. Maybe he's doing it just to continue to be a pest with them, which is whatever. But I just want him to be as successful as possible with or without the NFL. So any last words on that before I go into one more thing before we get out of here?
No, that's all I need to say.
Cool. So when we started the show 3 years ago, we told you we would talk about sports, we would talk about music, and we would talk about entrepreneurship. So now we haven't done an entrepreneurship spotlight in a while. That is coming soon. Me and Aaron have a friend named Mercedes who did something called the Safe Talk Chat. Her book just came out recently. That will come out. The book's already out, but the episode will come in the near future. So stay tuned for that. But I want to focus on something music wise. So, Tupac Shakur, I Get Around, that's my favorite song from him. 27 years later, and let me pull it up so I got it on the ticker here. So Tupac Killer was found. Keith D. Some people thought it was this guy Orlando Anderson, but Keith D. Finally got charged for the murder of Tupac. So I have my thoughts on this, but I wanted to know, 27 years later, apparently now his killer has now been found. It is Keith D. It was Keith D. He has something to do with this. So what will be your thoughts on that?
Is it really the killer though? I mean, it took 27 years to figure this out. I don't know. I feel like it's weird. It's almost like a conspiracy type thing. They're just trying to throw someone's name on it. I didn't really get too much into the depth. I saw that Jada Pinkett Smith put up something on her Instagram post or story. Finally getting closure for the Tupac murder, but I don't know. It just feels weird, man. Like all of a sudden they found the person. I don't know.
So let me address the Jada thing before I address the QB thing. How many more ways should she disrespect Will Smith? How many more ways? This man almost took a career suicide, coming up to a stage on an award show, smacking another man on national TV, saying, "Keep my name's wife out your fucking mouth." And once again, it's one thing to talk about it amongst your friends, saying, "Man, I'm glad they got Pac's killer." I haven't been at rest. Fine, say that to one of your friends through text message or on the phone. You go to social media, knowing they gonna say something about, "Man, 20 years later, she's still. Because once again, we know, and once again, people can say what they want about Jaden and Will's, co-signing his rap song. We want that Jaden and Will love. Well, not now, right? She clearly didn't marry her soulmate. Clearly, she married who wasn't going to be a provider, because that's what Will became. Will became as soon as she got him at the right time. Because as soon as that man got on Independence Day, his career went way up. Independence Day, Men in Black, Enemy of the State, which is my personal favorite movie of his. Wild Wild West, Ali, you name it. So, because what she did, what show she do back in the day? Different World, and then she did that show on TNT for a while, I think, called Hawthorne. So she ain't never come close to what this man does financially. So that's that. But I just had to put that out there. I thought that was disrespectful, in my opinion. Once again, I get that was her bestie. Once again, for those who's listening on audio, I'm putting in air quotes, her bestie.
In the words of Biz Marquis, she's just a friend, all right?
Don't give me that. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that. But now back to Keith D. For those that are Vlad TV fans, I don't know if you're a Vlad TV. I watch Vlad TV a lot. Keith D has done many interviews telling on himself, because y'all call Vlad the feds. When I'm like, he's asking questions, they answer, which I want him to do. Y'all think that how was Vlad the feds when he's asking the question that his researchers do, or he does for his research, and they answer. So whether that's Keith D, whether that's Mob James, whether that was Orlando Anderson, that's the original name that was that was tied to Tupac. I forget the other guy that was helping out Suge and Death Row. What's the other guy's name? He helped finance him early on. He was a drug dealer, but his name's escaping me. But no, I know he was another blood, but he helped out Suge get the money. So they talked about him. They talked about Suge being the reason that it happened as well. Diddy too, because like I said, you can't tell me otherwise that Diddy didn't contribute to Biggie dying. I don't care what they say, what it comes out with. 26 years later, you cannot convince me that Diddy did not have something to do with that, which is dumb because he was your biggest selling, pun intended, your biggest selling artist ever, and would have been forever. Like, I mean, can you imagine the 25-year anniversary of stuff with them coming out with him? You imagine the Biggie and Tupac verses now? Are you kidding me? Like that would have broke the fucking internet, literally. Biggie, Tupac, Prince, and MJ. That would have been the two biggest verses ever. And like you wouldn't be able to do anything else after that. But I just thought it was interesting that was actually, finally came to fruition. Just remember, if you go on Vlad TV, there's a good chance that you're probably going to snitch on yourself, because he's going to ask the questions. He's going to ask, and you can say no comment. You can say no comment and move on. But those guys, they love that platform and they want to tell. Bootsy be out there telling stuff all the time. DJ Envy came on there telling stuff. Charlamagne, like that's what they do. So I don't know. To me, hopefully this means that we can finally put this stuff to rest about what happened, what didn't happen. If I'm Keith D, once again, I know he's a street guy. Once again, air quotes. But if he didn't have anything to do with it, then guess what? I'm up there. I will be up there singing like Aretha Franklin. I'm not doing time for anybody. I want to be that clear. So yeah, you can say, "Oh, that's a snitch," or "You a bitch for that." Whatever word you want to use, it's fine. I'm just telling you. If I know I'm the one that got arrested, I know that I was just in the car or I heard about it and I wasn't around. Oh, I'm singing like Aretha Franklin. I'm singing like Anita Baker. I'm singing. Because I'm not going down. And once again, that's not a sense to me. I'm trying to go on with my family. And I'm always going to choose my family. So sorry, Marion. Sorry, Orlando. Sorry, whoever. Like I'm not going down for the cause. It's just not happening. So I'm gonna blast a little I Get Around later on. I'm gonna play a little bit of Dear Mama. I'm gonna play all little Tupac later on, since there was finally justice given. So, we'll leave it at that. So any final words before we get out of here?
So for final thoughts, We didn't get to talk about it, but mental health is real, and I don't know what's going on with Chandler Jones.
Oh yeah, y'all know
And the
that.
Raiders,
Yeah, we can talk about it right now. Yep, talk about it right now.
and the Raiders organization, but it's just a very big shitstorm
Yep.
that's going on right there. And he was saying some stuff, I think on his Instagram Live, and I don't know what's going on with that, but he needs to get out of Vegas. I don't know what they're doing over there, but yeah, he needs to get out. And I just appreciate all the Twitter followers, the connections that we were making with certain groups of sports podcasts. I put it up for That's My Sports. We'd welcome to go on your shows, vice versa. I just appreciate all of our people that are downloading or even watching our YouTube. And for me, as always, Black people matter.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. I meant to talk to you about that guy. I know you were the one that told us initially about the Chandler Jones thing, and there was some issues back in New England that he had, but it wasn't something that really became a big story. Obviously, fans were more mad that he got dealt early from New England than anything else. But yeah, I mean, it seems a lot more full blown than I think and many others envisioned. But then again, unfortunately, that family in general has had a lot of a lot of issues. So I'm hoping that whatever's going on, that it gets rectified sooner rather than later. I hope it doesn't cost him his career, and more importantly, I hope it doesn't cost him his life. So I'm hoping that comes to a resolution in the near future, whether it's in Vegas or elsewhere. And yeah, like Aaron said, I echo that sentiment. I want to make it more plain for those that listen to this audio on YouTube. We're now in the month, or about to end the month of September. In April, I think, or even May, we had 49 followers on Twitter. 49, maybe 50. I might even be like, might have been just 50. We're now a little under 1,200, unless we got over 1,200 as we recorded this. We're about to be at 1,200. I say that to say, can y'all subscribe the same way? The same way y'all followed on Twitter, can you hit the subscribe button on YouTube, please? Because I would love. We just got over 50 subscribers on YouTube. Please, I'm begging, I'm pleading with you. Please, it would be great if we could go from 50 to 1,200. It's just a small number, nothing big. That's what we want to see. Because once again, we put in the work. The three of us have put in the work to make this a success. And once again, we are already in the top 1% because a lot of people that started this in 2020, didn't continue to do this, after 2020. Hell, they might have did this for 1 month and just stop recording. I always say it, I'll keep saying this. This is a lifelong dream that we're actually living out, and we're looking to get to that next level. And once again, we want this really badly. So nevertheless, this whatever's happening is impossible without those that listen. So for that, we say thank you. So yeah, keep listening. We have, I'm gonna pull up the I should have pulled this up already, but on the ticker there, for those that's looking on YouTube, all of our social media stuff is at the bottom of the screen. So I'll let that move around a few times so you can get that. But yeah, follow us on social media, subscribe to the YouTube page, continue to spread the word about us. And as always, Black Lives Matter, not when it's convenient for you. So he's Aaron Cass. I'm Rashawn Buchanan. And until next time, we'll see you. Peace.